Hi guys, I'm Laura Vitale, and on this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I'm going to show you how to make vanilla cupcakes from scratch with an amazing raspberry buttercream frosting. They're easy to make, they're cheap, they're a total crowd pleaser. Everybody loves them, and they look how beautiful they look. I mean, seriously. Let's get in the kitchen, let's start cooking, and let's start wowing some people. Let's do it. You'll need some all-purpose flour, granulated sugar, room temperature unsalted butter, whole milk, some salt, baking powder. You need eggs and vanilla extract. And in a little bit, I'm going to show you the remaining ingredients to make the raspberry buttercream that I'm going to put on top. Alright, first thing you're going to do is take your butter. It's 1 stick of unsalted room temperature butter, very important. And your 1 cup of sugar. And we're going to cream this together till it's nice and fluffy and creamy smooth. It's going to be a little bit loud, but here we go. My sugar and butter are nice and creamy. Now I'm going to add in 2 whole eggs and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Now these are really yummy vanilla cupcakes, so you want to make sure you give a nice amount of vanilla. Alright, back on. My butter, sugar, and egg mixture is nice and fluffy. Now make sure you use a spatula and just from the bottom up, just scrape it down. You want everything to be really well incorporated. Now we're going to add in the all-purpose flour and the baking powder and salt. Now, the salt is very little amount. It's only an 1/8 of a teaspoon, but I always put salt whenever I'm making anything sweet because it acts the same way it does when you put it in savory dishes. It brings out the flavors of the ingredients. So, always add salt even when you're making dessert. It makes a huge difference. So, put this on low, otherwise you'll get a big poof of flour. And then slowly, we'll add our milk. And this is going to be a really dense kind of batter. It's not going to be a smooth, liquidy batter. It's going to be really yummy, moist cupcakes. And you want to make sure not to overmix. Otherwise, you'll get bread instead of cupcakes. It'll be really too tough and dry. That's it. See that? Just enough to have it incorporated. Perfect. This is like the perfect batter. There are no lumps, and even if there are a couple little lumps, it's just fine. The one thing you don't want to do is overmix whenever you're making any kind of cake batter, unless it's bread. Because bread, you do overmix it. So, make sure your oven's preheated to 350, guys. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to go anywhere until it's done. Okay, look. Now, this is going to make 12 cupcakes. And I'm going to use my handy dandy ice cream scooper to fill them up, because it fills them up perfectly every time. Look at that. I'm just going to do the remaining cupcakes. I filled my cupcake liners with my batter, and now I'm going to pop these in the preheated 350-degree oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. Just in about 20 minutes, take a toothpick, insert it in the middle. If it comes out clean, it's done. And you want to make sure not to overfill these. You want to fill them about 3/4 of the way, full, and then they'll rise just a little and be perfectly even with the cupcake liners. Remember, these are cupcakes, not muffins. So pop these in and then let them cool before we start with our buttercream, with our raspberry buttercream frosting. Now my cupcakes came out of the oven. They baked for 20 minutes exactly. And now I've let them cool for about 45 minutes because I don't want them to be remotely warm when I put the buttercream frosting on it. Otherwise it will melt. Okay, for the frosting, what we're going to need is 1 stick of room temperature unsalted butter. Put this right into my little mixing bowl. And then I'm going to put in 1 pound box of confectioner sugar. Okie doke. Now everything's going to get mixed together, so it doesn't matter what you put in first or any of that. Now I love buttercream frosting on my cupcakes, but I wanted to do something a little bit different, and this is so good. Oh my goodness. And then wait till you see how beautiful they look when they're done. So I'm going to put in about 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And let me grab a spoon, a pinch of salt before I forget. Remember, always put a little salt into anything you're making, even if it's sweet. And then we're going to put in about a half cup of raspberry preserves. I like to use one with the little seeds in it because it looks so beautiful on the cupcakes. So let's add that. I have all my ingredients in my mixer. So now I'm going to just on low, otherwise of a powder sugar all over your face. So start on low until everything is like getting to be mixed up, and then switch to speed up to medium. Now what I have here is a disposable piping bag. I love using these because if you've ever used real piping bags, they smell awful if you use them for the first couple times because you get to clean them and stuff, and they're kind of a pain to clean. So disposable ones, cheap, and I love them. And I have a beautiful star tip, just like a beautiful big star tip, and I'm going to pipe the frosting on the top just because it's going to look beautiful. I add some fresh raspberry to doll it up with. I'm just going to put, you see how beautiful these cupcakes came out? Look at that. They're perfect. And don't you love my cupcake flyers? Can you tell my favorite color is pink? Alright, I'm going to put a few of these on here. Got my cupcakes lined up. Frosting done. Oh, look at that consistency. That's going to be like piping heaven consistency. Come on, look at that. I can't wait to eat one of these. So good. Okay. Let me just get that stirred. Just give it a nice little mix. Look at the color. Ah. Just gonna put some of this in here. That tastes so good. Okay. Practice test. Beautiful. Now, you can do this however you want. I just like to go around and just build it around the edge and work your way in. Just like so. I'm just going to continue to do these, and then we're going to top them with fresh raspberries, and then you can bet that I'm going to eat one right away. I'll do this last one for now. Look how beautiful. Now I'm going to take my lovely little raspberries. I mean, come on. Wouldn't someone think you went to a fancy bakery and got these? Only if they knew. So easy to make. And they look beautiful. Just going to finish dolling these up. My mouth is watering to have one. Here we go. Now you saw how easy this was, and you have to promise me that you go in your kitchen and you make one, because why wouldn't you want to? Look how beautiful they are, and they're so good. And you know, I can't resist. I'm going in for one. Look at the moistness. Look how moist. If I get anything on my face, please don't laugh. The buttercream, the best buttercream you'll ever have. The cake is moist. I'm Laura Vitale. Go to my website at www.laurainthekitchen.com to get this exact recipe with all the ingredients and the measuring and all that, and get in your kitchen and make these right away because they are so divine. I'll see you next time. Bye!